Hey, g'day traders, Sam here from Trade the Prosper. Today's the 26th of March, Sunday for me. Just clicked over 12 o'clock a.m. I'm going to do just a bit of a background information so you can understand what's going on and what is likely to take place from this approach. If you look at certain parts of the chart, as I labeled, you'll see that as price comes up, there's a lot of longs coming into this area, and therefore the stop losses will be set there. So with that mindset, you would understand that when price goes up, and then we have our shorts coming in, so this is seen as resistance, and all the shorts are coming in, and that will be our stop loss as well. So when you understand that, and price continues to come, and then price comes down, it just comes above there for accumulation. And we can also look at it from a different perspective. We can sort of say, from a Fibonacci perspective, for certain aspects, you can just look at it there, and it's probably the golden ratio, like I said. So the golden ratio becomes the accumulation level. Now, accumulation there, so what we have is accumulation or reaccumulation, distribution, reaccumulation, distribution. So this level is significantly been proven to be distribution. And why was that distribution? Is from the historical part. We had this level here, all-time high in the past few months. So that level was distribution. We got the resistance and we came down. Now, interesting enough, if you look at it from the lessons learned, when price comes down, obviously it comes down to this level of support, which is the middle, which is point of control from a volume perspective, and you get a bounce, and then you previous resistance, you get the same. But this is what's important. Price breaks below this main neckline, so therefore that becomes resistance. Pretty explained. See how price just runs through that. So this has no effect on it. It just runs through it, and it runs through that as well. Why is that? Why doesn't it find anything there? What the whales looked for is this area, stop losses, liquidity. So price goes below it. So it goes below this support level. Yeah, we would expect some support here. Price comes right through it and triggers all these stop losses. So that gets a lot of Bitcoin. Yeah, stop losses means that they have to sell, and that's where the whales buy it. And it goes to a point where they get the last cent of Bitcoin, and then price moves up. And you can see how previous resistance becomes into the play. We have here, we go above it, and then we get a quick rejection because it's a new high, and it comes down. But it comes back down to where we are before for accumulation. So we had accumulation here, but it went quick. It comes back down for accumulation. So our stop losses are here, and price moves up continuously. Now this looks like a rising wedge. So it wouldn't surprise me that if we make a slightly new high, I'll be looking to short, and it's close to 29,300 whatever. So if we see another spike there, this is going to be a strong resistance level because it's previous high, and the chances are it's going to come down. And if it does come down below this, it is a swing failure setup, and then we trade it. Now, there's no guarantee that's going to go all the way down, but it's like a rising wedge. And if we look at our RSI or any other indicator, you will see bearish divergence in play. So I'm expecting that this potentially can go hit this level and then come back down if this was to spike up. Let's just put that down. Where are we here? So the RSI is agreement, and now if this was to take place, or the 618 in between. So let's have a look at that. Let's clean this chart up, and let's see. There's two scenarios that I'm looking at for short. So we're looking for setups. So if we were to do that from there to the bottom of this wick, we are finding this as resistance already. Okay, so 618 is already acting as resistance, but what we want to do is just flip it around, and what we like to do, what it's likely to do, see this neckline, this area of buying climax is closer to 618. So I expect two type of trades here. Here, shorted. That sort of gives us a complex head and shoulders, really. And then, so that could come down. And then we'll look for this level. So why that level? This level was a buying level, and liquidity will have been here, and liquidity will have been here. So it wouldn't surprise me that it comes down and finds that for another move to the upside, and maybe further down. You might just run through it and then come back to it. Yep. And then come down. So I'm looking for this level of liquidity. Because the low stop losses will be here. Strong support level as from the previous. It's my 618 level. And you can see that I look at this level from a number of ways. This particular area. It's a golden ratio 1.618 level, slightly higher. And so this is why it's acting as resistance. If we use this as our bottom reference to this level as one, so the extension, the extension from this structure is 1.414 or the 1.618. So that's acting as support at the moment. So this is like our swing value setup on a macro, and it could be a complex head and shoulders, and I'm looking for it to come down, a measured move of some sort. So we can do that measured move all the way down, but that's not going to really help us. What we can see is if this is a rising wedge, this level makes sense, and then the root of it, where everything started. So that level can make sense, but I have a gut feeling if it's going to come to that level, it will look down here before it goes back up again. So I'm ready to buy in this area, averaging, especially here. If it comes down, we want to see run through it, all of it. And similar here, if it runs through it before, then we'll see this level as a resistance and then come down again. There's a possibility that this could also go straight up. So buying anything in these ranges, I think, is a good buy. And so, yes, anything below this is this could come down. Sometimes it's just on the line, but I think it will be pushed down to get this level of liquidity just below where this is to trigger the stop losses. So this is a good area to buy, and then it might go up again and make a new high, and then we find that could be resistance. Yeah. And then I dare say that then we might look at another way, another structure coming into play, and the long-term structure of some sort. We'll yet to see. I'm not going to keep continuing on guessing what kind of scenarios there are. I'm just looking at from this perspective, stop losses, liquidity, and it's been shown in the past that the whales have been playing this game, and the RSI corresponds to it. So when you go long, here's a good spot right there. We've seen a lot of support there, a lot of support. So if the RSI comes down to this level, it's likely to go up, and if you want to not take chances, you can trade that breakout. That could also come down as well. So I'm going to keep an eye on this. This is the 4-hour chart. So, but yeah, I do feel like this neckline will hold and then move up. There's a possibility that it will drop. So it's a bad position to trade. The risk-reward ratio is stay out of it at this point. Okay, so I'm leaving it at that. Hopefully that makes sense. Please give me a like and share. Talk to you soon. Cheers.